when it comes to choosing like stats and stances, I'm usually pretty good about it. Usually you'll find one, maybe two that you have to take, or it's just the right choice. But I've really been wanting to play Volkov. I've been like grinding him a lot. I've been just playing him a lot. I don't want to say grinding necessarily, but I've been looking into him as like a secondary pick, right? I mean, Val's way too good to give up as my like primary, my main character. But, I've been wanting to play more Scythe, and Volkov's a sick legend, but I've just been having this issue where I do not know what to go with, because this hinders his killing ability so much. This obviously seems like the right choice, but 4 speed is quite bad. So what we're going to do is we're just going to play a couple games with both. Honestly, guys, I will say this right now, though, before we even talk about like the character, like the SIGs, whatever, blah, 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 all that stuff, the boring stuff, dude, I got some drip. You can't even lie. The Tai Lung Scythe with the, was it the Coda Lions, and then the default axe? Come on. This is by far, I think, my best setup. I would have to say. I think it looks so good. Plus this skin, I honestly think this skin is just, it is really good. The Valentine's Day one is better, but what can you do? I don't have it, so I gotta wait till it's Valentine's Day. Oh, did not want that necessarily. That was unlucky. All right. The reason I'm kind of like, okay, let me say the reason I'm even interested in this guy. I really like the signatures. I think that a lot of the times when it comes to signatures and stuff, I enjoy playing characters that have quick signatures, or like signatures that are they feel very fluid, right? You don't feel stuck, and they're like, some of them are kind of unique, and I would say Volkov definitely has that. When you like look at his sigs, their ability to like zone, how fast they can come out, it feels really good, and that's kind of him overall. Also, the Scythe Axe pairing I think is kind of solid. I've never been a big Axe player, but between Azoth and Volkov, I definitely think I have a good thing going. Both of them definitely feel good for me to play. And yeah, I was playing Fate yesterday because I'm like, I don't know if I can deal with these stats. And it was hard to tell. I think I might have been like lagging a bit or something, and plus I have been playing so much high dex like Scythe that it very well could be that I'm actually feeling like affected by the fact that I don't have like the 7 to 8 dex that I do on Volkov, whereas Fate, I'm playing her just base stance, so I only have 4. So it's kind of sad, really. I don't know. There's really nothing to say about it. It's just like one of those things where I'd have to play more and more Fate. Like, I think Fate is really good. Definitely way better stats. Probably one of the better stat lineups in the game. I probably wouldn't say the best necessarily. It's hard to say who the best is. Maybe Fate is. Maybe Fate could be, especially if you're gonna drop down a dex and go to 3 decks. Okay, here we go though. Let's work them. Side sig. All right, well. Dude, Cassidy is just as egregious. Thank goodness Cassidy and Volkov are both held back to a degree by their stats. I don't even want to say held back. Like, you can deal with the speed. It's just, it's not the most fun thing in the world for some people to be playing a 4-speed legend. So let's do another game with the strength stance, and then we're going to get into the speed stance. And I have a feeling you guys will be able to tell. You guys will be able to tell very quickly because you cannot kill with it. And that's why I love strength stance, because without a doubt, like having higher strength axe and scythe, which is not even higher strength, it's just not 4. It's literally average, which still makes it feel pretty good. I will say though, the biggest concern about this stance is the fact that it lacks speed, because if you do push someone like off stage, right, like, you get a string, you extend, it takes a bit to get back. Like versus Mordex or Fate, where you're gonna have a lot more speed to work with, you're gonna be using more options on Volkov just to get back to stage. So if you do extend on someone, you have to be so confident, and in some cases I don't even know if it's like possible. Okay, I feel like that was misinput, but I feel like it's not even possible to do certain situations with Volkov, just because like if you do overextend, you are just so gone. Also, they have no recovery. I thought where they even use their recovery at? I actually have no idea. With Axe, I will say, I don't think it's much of a problem, but Yeah, it definitely, you can definitely feel it, especially when you're trying to like chase down, like you're trying to chase down someone into making the offstage play. It can feel kind of whack. I will say though, that's why I like the signatures, because you know, they do have a lot of fixed force. Even if the variable force isn't high, you can still kind of rely on that fixed force. So that kind of gateways us into the speed stance. Speed stance, you know, 3 strength. Pretty rough. You definitely can tell with the speed. It definitely does feel better. I'm pretty sure on Volkov, you actually do get, or at least it becomes more consistent. You get the, like, the Nair Ser Nair, which is like one of the few true combos on Scythe. So that's kind of nice. I mean, there might be a few situations where like the frames are a bit less, or, you know, for example, like the 3-piece on Scythe, you do have that combo, which is pretty good. It kind of makes up for the, you know, the force that you've lost, the damage you're losing out on. I think at the end of it though, like the thing is, Axe is going to be Axe, which is always going to hit hard. And like I said, the end of last game, the fixed force of a lot of these SIGs are already so high that it, like, especially this SIG. This is an insane SIG. I mean, this SIG too. But this SIG, you hit it and you get the fixed force. I mean, it shotguns them way farther than some other, like, most characters. I wonder if it has the most fixed force in the game. I don't actually know that. I'm curious if any of you know either. But there we go. Like, I feel like you can be more brave when you have this much force. But at the same time, I think it's important to note that it might be a little harder to do certain, like, strings and stuff, because you don't have that, like, same amount of strength on Scythe. Because that strength is, dude, the strength is just so valuable, I feel like, especially on a weapon like Scythe, because depending on how far your moves send the opponent, right, it changes what you can do, or what you, like, should do in this situation. Luckily though, again, this is why I love the pairing, Axe, nothing much really changes. Yeah, Axe is just Axe. Like, you hit the sidelight Nair, it's not gonna be what? It's not gonna be 30 damage, but you're still gonna get a really good combo off, and then all the other moves are gonna be doing pretty high damage, probably like 17, 18 per hit. So it's still pretty good. It's just a matter of, does killing with Axe become more of a problem? You know, are you gonna have to become super reliant on the SIGs? It's just stuff like that I'm, like, considering while looking at the character. Ultimately, I feel like playing Fate would probably be the better choice, but we'll see. At the end of it, this character is really only the side pick, so I don't know. I would just like to use this guy. I feel like he's really unique. I feel like he has so much potential. It's just such gatekeeping with the stats. It's unreal. All right, come on. Let's see what we do though. And, like, this guy is playing very. Oh, there we go. That SIG's also really, really good. It's like instantaneous, so it kind of is nice. All right, and to finish it off, of course, my 3 strength versus this guy's. This guy's what, 9? I think this person's playing base stance, so that's awesome. Oh, dude, like, see, like, right there, I honestly have a feeling that would have killed if it was higher strength, but that's just one of those things you have to kind of accept. Luckily though, again, we have a SIG like that where I can literally just slide and move around so easily with it. Like, look how far it goes. It's just so freeing when you just, like, slide and use it. It's pretty sick. All right, what are we gonna do? I don't know what this person's, like, game plan is, really. Here we go. Actually, we weren't able to catch it. That's weird. I feel like a lot of the times with Scythe, people are moving downward. I need to always be wary of that. Like, if people aren't going up, a lot of the times the options on Scythe, if they aren't going up, I mean, they're going to go down, and so it's kind of a 50-50. I don't want to say completely, but... Oh, wow. That was actually an insane catch. There we go. Simple read. Classic Volkov. 3 strength, by the way. That SIG doesn't even have, like, the highest force on the kit, I'm pretty sure. It's just such insane, like... It's such insane force that it doesn't matter. Okay, pull him back. And that was actually, like, the best thing he could have done there. I didn't expect that at all. That was good. Sometimes I just love the fact that dodge and dash are on the same key. It really just brightens up my day thinking about it, you know? Okay. Alright. High Dex Axe actually feels so good. And I will say, and Scythe. Like, going down to 4 decks on Scythe in particular doesn't feel the best, that's for sure. Axe, honestly, it's not that big of a change. I mean, the only other Axe character I am playing, like I've said before, is Azoth, and he's, you know, literally half the decks, 4 decks. But there he is, Volkov. I really don't know. I feel like it's almost one of those things where it just depends who I'm going up against. And that, you know, no one wants to ever have to really think about that. That's why, like, for example, Val. Super nice. I don't even have to think about it anymore. I used to run strength stance, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should be running the defense stance. But now I've just accepted defense stance on Val is just the best. You're not going to notice it much, right? It's just clear-cut the best choice. Whereas with Volkov, given that his stats, like, he's hindered in some way, it's hard to say, do you take, you know, do you get rid of a dex and not feel the minus dex at all, but, you know, you gain a strength, which is awesome? Or do you want to feel better moving around, and especially with Scythe, you know, the offstage play, and take a speed, but you're going to lose out on a strength? And now it's a matter of, okay, how many gimps can you get? Can you land the SIGs? If you can't land the SIGs, then this stance is probably going to feel a little worse. But of course, you know, like I said, I may just end up playing Fate, but we'll see. I appreciate you guys watching, though, and I'll see you around. Peace, everyone.